Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Levi McCurdy. Another week, another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. And if you can't tell by the thumbnail and title and everything else we've been pushing this week on social media, episode 55 is a very, very special one. We have my friend, none other than the host of the Attack at Random podcast, Jeff Alvarez, the Crimson Nerd. You can check out his podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts these days. Listen, man, it was a great conversation. If you don't know Jeff, go follow him on Instagram and Twitter. All of his links will be down in the description below. We talked about everything from the news to Dragon Ball Z, me getting into anime, Funko Pops, nerd culture. And dude, Jeff lives in Florida, man. So we covered some Florida topics and the things going on down there. It's a very serious situation with the alligators and the sharks. And of course, the people who are naked in wheelchairs rolling down the street of Florida. So there's lots of things to be said. It's a full-blown 2-hour conversation. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please give my guest a round of applause, thumbs up, subscribe, follow him, follow us, everything you need to do to support this episode. This is episode 55. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Alvarez. Jeff, jumping right into it. First of all, how are you today? Good?
I'm doing pretty well, man. You know, just another Friday, relaxing, chilling, relaxing, all cool.
Dude, it is Friday. I didn't know. I thought yesterday was Friday until about 12 o'clock. It was about 12 o'clock until Megs told me that it was actually Thursday. And so here we are now on Friday. Thank God. But yeah, dude. So jumping right into it. I mean, news of the week is you can't get past it. We're getting 10K from Biden, baby. Some of us are getting 20. Okay. Are you in this pool? Are you with me here? Did you go to college?
Yes, I did. I'm actually looking forward to getting some of this loan forgiven because, man, has it been screwing me up lately.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, so right, have you been paying on your student loans this whole time, or have you been paused with everyone else for COVID?
I actually paused it for COVID like everybody else did and did some deferments after some time.
Yep.
So I'm hoping this kicks in fully because this is going to help me out tremendously.
Yeah. No. I think it will. And you know what, dude? It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because the world is like divided right now. And it's, I'm sure you've seen it on your timelines, and it's fun. The funny thing is we all knew this was coming, right? The news of this broke like months ago. Like Biden was probably going to do the 10K thing at the end of the payment pause and announce it, blah, blah, blah. Like we all knew this was the plan. But now that he's finally said something about it, everyone's up in arms, right? Like about, what about the people who already paid their loans off? What about the people who didn't go to college? Like there's about 12 posts on my Facebook wall right now of people like, well, you're welcome. I'm paying your student loans for you now. And I'm like, well, unfortunately, I don't think that's how it works. But like, hey man, sorry? Like, I don't like fucking every other country is free to go to college. So like, why aren't you mad at that? Like, why, like, you know what I mean? So I think it's, where's your side of that fall on?
I'm definitely on the side that I'm happy this is finally taking hold. This is something I feel like it's overdue.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me also was not expecting it to even go through because of, a lot of people blocking stuff like this.
Right.
But I really like the fact that, our tax dollars are going towards something pretty useful compared to like other things, like I really would like free healthcare.
Because, healthcare. Well, of course. And because, they haven't been like, I don't know, maybe like, let's not send $70 billion to Ukraine. Like, is that necessary? What are we doing with that money? Like, could we not have put that in? And like, who's what's her name? Her face, the governor lady, she works for the government, Marjorie
Yeah.
Taylor Greene. She she says, and I quote, "The student loan forgiveness is completely unfair." But she got her entire $200,000 PPP loan forgiven. Like, bro, let me tell you something. Listen to me right now, okay? My two businesses, yes, we filed for PPP. We got some money. I got like $5,000, dude. Like it was gone. Like that was my rent for like 2 months. Like it helped.
Yeah.
Like that's what I used it for, what it was supposed to be used for, you know? And like, Justin got some of the employees, everything. Like it was meant to do what it was supposed to do. And I was fully committed to paying it back. Okay. And like when they told me like, hey, you're probably not going to have to pay it back. I'm like, whoa, that's great. That's awesome. Good for us. Do you understand? Do you understand what would have fucking happened if I just would have added one more zero to every one of those applications? Like if I would have known, like, dude, I heard like a fucking podcast got 50 grand. Like when I found that out, you know what I mean? Like it just, so if I would have added an extra zero to both of those applications, I could have bought you and all of my friends a new house. Like so it's like, do you know what I mean? And now it's just gone. And so people were complaining because, 10K for you is not 10K for me because I decided not to go to college. But like, sorry, like I don't know how to help you. Like what college did you go to?
I actually went to HACC for like 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Got screwed over tremendously,
Right.
and then stopped going to school for a little bit.
Okay.
And started taking online classes with Southern New Hampshire. And completely dropped that because I wasn't feeling it.
Got it. Yeah, I think you're the second person this week that told me they're going to Southern New Hampshire. But so how exactly did HACC screw you? What happened there?
So essentially what happened was one of my English classes, I had a final project where I had to present like a resume type of thing in front of the classes. I did my project, but during one of the classes, I had to go meet with my advisor who was in Harrisburg. I explained to the teacher that I had to go there and I was going to miss class. She basically said that if I was going to go, I was going to miss out on everybody else's presentation and she would fail me. So I told that to my advisor. He said, just come anyway. He'll deal with it.
Okay.
So I went and she failed me. It put me on academic suspension. I tried to get in contact with my advisor multiple times, completely got ignored. So I just basically got like a big FU from HACC. So ever since then, I am anti-HACC.
So your advisor thought he had strings to pull when he really didn't, and your failure stood because you missed class and the professor says what goes. So, okay, great. Yeah, no, I went to the Art Institute, and so I kind of honestly, it's unfortunate, but I kind of wish I went to HACC, but because the Art Institute sells you the dream, right? They're like, hey man, we're it. So even though HACC is like the price that it is, like, 30, 40 grand, listen, our $100,000 education is worth it because you know why? Listen, you get an art kit, okay? And it comes with a carrying case and a big canvas and lots of sheets of paper and lots of pencils and markers and crayons for you to draw with, okay? And listen, we're going to throw in a 1 terabyte hard drive for you, okay? We're not going to give you the MacBook Pro. You got to go get that on your own. So it's technically a $105,000 education. And so, you know what I mean? And like they sold you that dream. And like I will remember till this day, my mother said, hey, lady, don't tell this kid, aka me, how much this costs. Because if he figures out how much that money is, he's not going to come here and he's not going to get an education. And so they shut that conversation down very early. And so then I was just coasting because they said, hey, you're accepted. You don't have to take SATs. We just need you to come in and take this placement test so we can figure out if you need to take math 1+1 or if we can put you in algebra. And of course, coming from tech, I was math 1+1 and basic English and Ron Ross classes that you literally just had to breathe in and you got an A. I swear to God, every kid will tell you. And so like, I was there and I cruised through it for 3 years. I had an internship out of college and blah, blah, blah. And I've been working up since. But what came to my understanding was when the person I was working with I had the last company, which I now own, by the way. So boss move that shit. Moves to you, bitch. You know what I mean? So let's not, whatever. But I found out that she went to HACC. I went to the Art Institute. We paid 80% difference in price, and she was making 80% more than I was, like more than double I was at the company. So things didn't start to add up in my mind. And that's when I started thinking, hey, man, like all these other for-profit private schools and like everything else, like I'm pretty sure, dude, hey, I think HACC is free now. Like I'm almost positive your CAC, I think you can go for free.
Oh shit! At least they're doing something good now.
Well, I think it might just be a course or two. I don't know. I might be wrong, man. But listen, whether this is good or not, for some people and all people, hey, it's happening and there's nothing we can do about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, listen, man, Jeff, introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, where you come from, what you do. From my understanding, it's the Bronx in New York, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was born in the Boogie Down Bronx. I've been moving around a lot since childhood. I've lived in Ohio, Massachusetts. I've lived in Puerto Rico for a couple of years
Jesus.
too. And I finally settled in Pennsylvania when I was like, what, maybe 10 or so. And then I started going to, I went to Central York Middle School for 1 year. And then I transferred over to Hannah-Penn. And then I actually went to Tech also for high school.
Yep.
So
what were you,
besides that,
what were you at Tech for?
I was actually there for architecture.
Okay. Gotcha. Did our paths cross in high school? Most of it's a blur. I mean, I'm not sure. Do you remember?
I'm pretty sure I might have seen you around it in high school. Same thing with Justin.
Yeah.
But I was always that kid that I stuck to myself. I was the quiet one, the loner. I never really fit in with any group. So like I had like my own specific niche of friends and everything. So
yeah,
I might have seen you around here and there, but never actually like communicated or talked.
Did you acquire a Spark shirt anytime in high school? Did you receive a shirt from me with my name on it?
No, I didn't know you were actually doing that at the time.
Okay. Wow. See, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's how fucking segregated, like, your wing of the school was and, like, ours was. Like, the one time junior year, it was, like, 2009, 2008, 2009. I stood at the top of the stairs on our side of the wing because I was in culinary. So I was in the front of the building. You were in the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the way in the back.
So while you were getting dropped off at the bus in the back, we were in the front, and I had a duffel bag full of 75 shirts with my name on it that I was just passing out to kids as they came into the school. And then like we all wore them. You've probably seen it. You've probably seen someone wearing the shirt. Sorry, not to brag. But anyway, so you're into a bunch of stuff. And I believe, we've worked together before in the past, and you've helped us out with some photography stuff. How's that going? We're still doing that?
Yeah, I'm still doing photography and been trying to work on video a lot more lately. I came down to Florida just to pursue more of like the automotive photography side.
Yeah.
And I moved in 2019, and that's just like right at the beginning of COVID.
Right.
And as soon as that hit, it shut everything down, and it was just hard to get like any type of clients related to cars.
Right.
So lately I've just been transitioning more into like real estate photography and trying to do more artsy like style photography.
Yeah.
And trying to build something off of that, and also podcasting on the side.
Yes, and that's my next bullet point. But I want to before we get there. So how's breaking into the real estate photography going? Is that do you have clients or friends there? I'm sure you know a couple real estate brokers, I'd imagine.
I know a couple, like one or two, but in a completely different side of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So of course it's going to require some traveling, but it's a hard market to break into if you don't have if you don't have the network to do so. And what I've noticed, there's a lot of real estate photographers down here. So
here's the issue, right? And Justin and I mean, we've tried to do it multiple times. We've had multiple realtors as brides and grooms, and they've been like, hey, you guys should, jump into this and get into this. We'll give you houses. We'll do this. We'll do left and right. But like at that time, like 2016 to 2019, essentially 2020 to into COVID, it was fucking ready, rock and roll, go, go, go.
Yeah.
Like those houses were getting flipped. Like the housing market was insane for the last 5 years. And I mean, obviously it's crashing now as interest rates are fucking through the roof. But like, you know what I mean? So it's not a, it's just not the same as it was. And so when we would go, it would be like, hey, we'll have the video done in a week and we'll have the gallery done in 4 or 5 days. And they're like, what? They're like, we'll have contracts on Monday. They're like, we need this needs to be done like tomorrow. And we're like, well, what? And so like, you know, obviously it's doable, but I mean, if you can't like commit at that moment, and back then it was like, you know, 2018, 2019, we were doing 60 weddings in 2019. So like it was insanity already. So there's no way we can throw real estate edits, turning them around, especially on the weekends. It's like, you know, even when we have weddings now, if you go back through the history of this podcast, you'll see that like not every episode's clipped, and the ones that aren't is because when I recorded it on Thursday or Friday, we had weddings that weekend and I just didn't have time to clip them out. And by the time I got to it Tuesday or Wednesday, I got to record a new episode. So what's the fucking point? And so it's like, it's just the rapid fire pace of these industries. And so, but Godspeed. I mean, if you're in there, and getting it done, I think it's great. I've seen, if you can get into like, I know DJI just dropped a new, FPV drone. If you can get into drone real estate, that would probably be dope.
Yeah, I've actually talked to a couple of real estaters, and they mentioned, you know, drones is like the biggest thing down here, especially when it comes to commercial property. So I have to work on my drone skills because I'm terrible at flying drones.
Well, again, and it's just something, it's something we've always talked about, but it's never something we've executed. I mean, let alone getting like certified or license or FDA clearance, FCC, whatever it is that we need to quote unquote fly in the airspace, you know, so we don't piss off the government. But like just that alone is a process. Like I only know like 2 guys that have it. Every other wedding drone pilot we talk to, they're like, yeah, I don't know. I don't have it. I'm just throwing this bitch up for 5 minutes and then I'm getting my shot and then it's coming right down. You think anyone's going to say anything here? Like, no, obviously not. Like no one's ever going to say anything, but like I'd want to do it by the books. And so, but I mean, hey, I'd go for it. But here's the issue. I think if you're doing, well, I guess you'd still want to get aerial shots. Never mind. I was just going to say, if you could whip a drone through a house, I don't know if that requires a license because you're technically not in the airspace. Maybe.
True.
Loophole. Maybe. You know, I don't know. But I mean, so then how would you think to deal with just the ever-evolving iPhone 14 camera that every real estate agent can just throw an Instagram filter on and sell their house in 2 days? You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, with stuff like that, though, I feel like it still comes down to marketing because, yeah, anybody can grab a camera or an iPhone and, you know, snap a photo, but you can't like match the same quality or the same skills when it comes to like an edited photo of, you know, the interior of a house, or even because I've dealt with this, like, you know, a detailed shot of a car.
Right.
I've had so many people tell me, you know, like, oh, I can take this with my phone.
Yep.
By all means, go ahead.
Yep. Let me see. Right. Let me see it.
Yeah.
Hey, let me see it. Hey, let me see. Show it to me. Go ahead. And then it's like, right. Oh, dude, we just did this. We just did it. We just did a bride and groom. Dude, let me tell you this. This shit is insanity. He was a car guy, and you will probably appreciate this. I want to say he had a Subaru. I want to say that's what it was. Once you see the picture, you can probably laugh and tell me I'm completely wrong. But I mean, this thing, he put his heart and soul. Like, I mean, he probably put $40K aftermarket into this thing. The engine alone, the bride told us, the engine he got shipped from Europe over COVID, came in on a huge pallet, paid $12,000 to some guy over in Europe, and then he just put it in the car. Like, no big deal. Like, hey, hun, I'm going to just drop, he just spent 12. I mean, obviously they're going fucking money, but like, and I'll put the pictures up on the screen. So they wanted to do a nighttime shot with smoke bombs and the headlights and our lights and everything else. And dude, they turned out dope. I'll send them to you then. But like, hey, couldn't get that with an iPhone. Okay.
Right.
Does your iPhone go up to 64,000 ISO? No, but my Sony A7S III does. You know, or whatever the number is. Justin will grill me on that later, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he is. For a fact, he is.
Yeah, I think it's way higher than that. I think we can go higher than that. You tell me.
I think like mines can go up to like what 2,600 or even past that.
Yeah, right.
But
whatever,
dude. Like when you mentioned about the importing the motor from like Europe, that's a pretty like super common thing. And spending like 12K, it's a lot, but that's about standard for that type of market.
Right. Right. And so let me ask you this now. Our groom with the 12,000, so that 12,000 just for the engine, let's just assume it's probably 50 grand deep into the thing already. What do you do with a car like that? Like, you're not driving that to the grocery store, I'm assuming. But like, yeah, obviously you go to car shows, but like, do car shows have like awards or cash prizes for like the best car? I didn't assume so, but is it just an expensive hobby? Like, what's the ROI on that car? Resell?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Depending on the person, it can definitely be just more of like a collector's item. People just want to build it to have it and, to either look at it or drive it occasionally. Then there's other people that'll put it into shows and you can win cash prizes, trophies, sponsorships, and, more clout and everything like that.
Sponsorship. Right. Okay. Well, right. Okay. So then maybe, got it. So that's where you come in to take the bomb ass photos of their car that they can put on their Instagram that now has 1 million followers because they have your photos and not the shitty ones they were taking with their iPhone. And that 1 million followers they can elevate with sponsors, branding, stickers on the car. Hey, I'm going to this show. 100,000 people are going to show up. Give me money.
Yep.
Okay. Smart. I don't think he's doing that, but it's very smart and I like it. Something I wouldn't do, but certainly something else. So what else do you do, man? When you're not working, we don't need to get into work. That's fucking whatever. That's whack shit. What do you do when you're not working, not taking photos, when you're not talking to me at this desk? What are you doing? Is that it? Oh, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Do I see a PS5 in the back? Jeff,
yes,
where'd you get
sir.
it? Jeff, where the fuck did you get a PS5, Jeff?
Yo,
Jeff,
let me tell you how difficult it actually was.
You got the plug. Let me see. Let's go. I need to hear because none of my friends can get it. Well, obviously one now. So go.
So there's actually a guy that I follow on Twitter. I think it's like Matt something.
I got a guy on Twitter, like when the drops hit, like when they're restocking the times, the codes, whatever. Yep.
It might be the same guy. So I've been on his page constantly, and since I work from home, I can just hop on and get on that. Yeah. So I got lucky with a Best Buy drop and got it like within a week.
Nice. So was that when they required you to be like an elite awards member? I think
actually no.
It was just regular standard. There was one of the drops and you had to be like their premium subscriber or whatever. And I was like, well, that's bullshit. Have you now, when you did that, any trickery? How many browser tabs did you have open? How often were you refreshing? What was your gameplay? Did you have a script in play? What'd you do? I need to know.
I had my phone, my tablet on the same page. Since I had multiple laptops, I had both of them running up. Basically just, clicking add to cart on multiple devices.
Yep. Whatever loads.
Once I got one on there, I just had to rush in and check out immediately.
Yep. Hell yeah, dude. Meg's dad. It's not as thrilling as a PS5, but he is like at a very old age into coin collecting. So like he's just buying like the U.S. nickel from 1967 because this one has a fucking P on it instead of an M, and it's worth $19 instead of 5 cents. Like that's just whatever. But like, so then the US Mint, for those of you who don't know, will release error coins on their own. So when they find these error coins, they'll keep a batch of like 100 of them because they know they resell for value. So then the US Mint will sell these quarters that are errors for like $20. And then once you get them, they're immediately worth $250. And so like this one time a couple summers ago, he was like, yo, this error quarter's coming out. I need your help. I got a guy at work. I got my phone. I got my tablet. I got my laptop. I got this. I got that. When I tell you, I mean, we didn't get it. We didn't get it. I had browsers. I had my phone. I was trying to get this $20 quarter for this old man. And like, I couldn't fuck it. Like it was insanity, dude. At 12:01. It's crashed, it's gone, it's out of stock, there's error messages, it's just whatever. Some it's loading. I had it in my cart, but like there was an error processing, of course, or some shit. Like it was insane. My buddy Paul, who I do my Patreon episodes with, hey, go to patreon.com/what are you doing? It's only $1. Listen, I know at least 8 people that I employ who I give more than $1 every other week. And I only have one fucking Patreon person. So I'm going to start, you know what? I'm going to make it my company policy that you must subscribe to my Patreon if you want to be employed by me. That's it. I got it. We figured it out. I'll be a millionaire in no time. I'll give my employees money and then just take it right back. And then just, and then just keep it going. It's just in and out of their pockets into mine. But listen, so I talked to Paul, and he has scripts. Paul has scripts for like GameStop, Target, and like 3 other websites that he just, when he knows a drop's coming, he just clicks a button and he copies and pastes it into the terminal of Chrome, and boom, bam, it adds it to the cart, adds all of his billing information, adds all the shipping, boom, 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 targets the ID of the button that does it, and it does it for a second, and he still can't get one. Yeah. There's like quicker bots out there that somehow, and you know what I just realized they're probably doing? They're probably loading the sites on the lowest like Internet Explorer 7. And it's probably just loading a very basic HTML version only of the site. And that's how it's loading so quickly for them. And that's how they get through checkout so fast. Maybe. Because all of our browsers are loading like the fucking JavaScript, the ads, the bullshit, the cookies, the whatever. But if a bot loads it on like IE9, it's probably not going to do any of that shit because it's outdated and it's not like that code anymore. Maybe. I don't know.
That could be a possibility. Like I've known people that have like multiple bots just hitting different websites just to get a bunch of different things.
Dude, we just talked about it yesterday on the Patreon episode. The flip game is fucking insanity. I just told Paul, I'm seriously considering signing up for a $50 a month, like $50 a month Discord server that gives you access to like these deals before it goes viral. Like when leaf blowers at Best Buy are $10 and they resell for $300. And people were going and buying like 30 of them at their local fucking, Home Depot or whatever. Or like a price glitch or just whatever. Like Shawn Mendes tickets, fucking shoes, dude. Dude, the shoe game. The shoe game is a game that I don't understand. Listen to me, Jeff. I have 3 pairs of Crocs, one of which Justin stole and he now owns permanently. And I have a pair of Adidas that I wear when I want to be either A, fancy, or B, go to weddings. I have 3 pairs of shoes, 2 of which are Crocs. I don't do shoes. I don't match my shoe. Are you a shoe guy?
I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Yeah. Because what happened? All of your money is gone? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just so hard to get a lot of these like really good shoes. Like for the longest, I've always wanted the Yeezy Red Octobers.
I was just about to ask you if you're a Yeezy guy. Hell yeah.
I really wanted those, especially when they first dropped, when they were actually affordable.
Mhm.
Now they're like 20 grand.
You're right. And that's
It's
just
insane.
what that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm fucking talking about. And it's just like, it's this very interesting game that people understand it clearly, but like I don't get it.
I actually know somebody out here, and he lives in Orlando, that he'll go to these big conventions out
Yep.
here.
And get the silicone wrapped,
Yup.
the fucking 500, 800, 900, pop. And then he goes to sells them to celebrities for $15, $16, $18, $19, $2,000 a pair.
Exactly.
More than that.
And he's been making bank on it too.
Right.
I can't knock him on that, but like shit.
Dude, I just told Paul the story yesterday. Megs and I went when I was like doing the flip game, the Gary V thing. I did it from like end of 2019 to end of 2020 before COVID hit, and then I kind of just stopped, obviously. But we found a original Mr. Mike from Toy Story. You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh,
Toy
yeah.
Story, the cassette player with the microphone. You could play your cassettes, talk through it. Goodwill, $3. Took it home, threw the Backstreet Boys original album cassette in it. Fuck yeah. It worked. Got C batteries because no one has C batteries. It worked. Scrubbed it up with some alcohol, cleaned it up, sold it on eBay in 24 hours for like $300. It was insanity. It was like the biggest thing I've ever done. It's just like, and Megs found it. I passed it. Like it was almost something we weren't going to do. It was insane. But so I asked you had one piece of homework to do before this podcast. Is your PS5 your nerdiest, most valuable, expensive thing that you've prepared today, or is there something else coming?
Well, besides the PS5,
Of course, because it's that's probably worth. You could sell that shit for like what, $2,000 probably.
Yeah, depending, like between like what, 700 to
it's insane.
900 maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but so what? Go ahead. Go.
I was gonna say like the most nerdiest like favorite piece of mine is actually this. It was a gift. It's this like crimson red like Vegeta Funko Pop.
There it is. Look at that. Wow. Is that, and that's a Funko exclusive?
Yeah, I have no idea where they got it from, but
Yes.
it was a gift.
Okay.
Along with another figure that my brother that's in the Marines actually went to Japan, and he actually went to one of the like a little local shop and had a bunch of like figurines.
Nice.
So got me a Super Saiyan God Vegeta.
Straight from Japan.
Yep.
Nice.
So that's probably like one of my favorites too, just because it's not from this country at all.
And presumably made in China, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Like it's straight from the yeah, dude, that's fucking sick. Now listen, I'm not gonna front here in front of anybody. I have no idea what anime is. The only I'm sorry. Whoa. Let's back up. Don't let me cap myself here. I know some anime. Okay, listen. I've watched Pokemon. Okay, that's anime. Okay,
Yeah.
I know about Yu-Gi-Oh. I know about that blue-eyed dragon. Okay, I know about that Magic the Gathering Black Lotus that Post Malone's got for 800,000. Okay, I know what I'm doing. I've seen some anime, but other than fucking Pokemon, bro, I know fucking nothing. I know nothing about anime or those characters that you just held up. So where should I start if I want to get into anime past Pokemon? And I'm not. Here's the thing. Keep in mind, I'm not big on reading. So like subtitles, if I have to, I will. If like the story's banging, but like maybe English dubbed anime for a beginner. Go.
First, let me ask you this. What kind of movies do you like? Do you like horror movies? Do you like, like crime documentaries? Like, what's your go-to type of show?
Damn, bro, that's a loaded question. I have a Plex server with over like 3,000 movies on it. If you want access to it, I'll give it to you. Let me know after the show. But it has everything from rom-coms to gore to, bro, I'm a sucker. Like Sharknado. I want to do a podcast series on like Sharknado and like Six-Headed Shark Attack and like Mega Octopus versus Giant Shark. Like all those stupid piece of shit sci-fi movies like Killer Couch and fucking the Tire movie on Netflix, whatever those. I fucking love those because I can just turn it on and laugh because it's hilarious and it doesn't make any goddamn sense. But Megs will not entertain it. She thinks it's the stupidest, most ridiculous thing. And she's right. And she's right. She's right 100%. It is stupid and ridiculous, but that's why I love it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we don't see eye to eye there, but I'll love a stupid sci-fi. Like I'll watch all the Sharknadoes through a weekend, but I also am down with like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars. I mean, you name it. You know, so I'm all over the place. So I'll take anything. Sorry for not answering your question at all.
I got a good couple of ideas for you.
Okay.
One, it's by far one of my favorites. I don't know if you can see in the back here. I have like these black books. It's a show called Death Note.
Death Note. I have heard of this. You and your anime community got mad at Netflix 2 years ago because they did a terrible job, correct?
Correct.
Okay, see? I know more. See, it's all, you just got the trigger words, you know, and then my MK Ultra comes out, and now I know shit, you know?
Yeah. So Death Note is like one of the animes that I recommend to anybody that's new to it.
Okay.
More so because it's a more like a true crime with some supernatural elements to it.
Mm.
And it's pretty easy to follow.
Mm.
Now, some of the things may be outdated because it came out like late 2000s.
Sure.
So, but it's definitely watchable for somebody that's, never seen an anime before.
And where do I watch this? On Crunchyroll?
You can watch it on Crunchyroll. I believe it's on Hulu as well.
Look at me. Look at me dropping. I know what Crunchyroll is. Hey, you know what I mean? I know some things. So it's okay. So it's animated. Is it in English? Is it an English show?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
All right. Well, listen, as a promise to you, my friend, I will watch an episode. Should I just start season 1, episode 1, or is it different? Is it weird? What should I do?
Yeah, just start season 1, episode 1, and give it maybe like 2-3 episodes. See how you like it.
Got it. Okay. And I'm assuming I'm looking at Death Note 2015, the TV series, and not the 2017 film. Stay away from Netflix. I should stay away from Netflix.
From the live action movie. That was terrible.
Terrible. Really? Was it? Wow.
It was
okay.
Bad.
Okay. It's most of it's just the movies. Listen, here's the thing. Like I was against dude, Pinocchio's my go-to Disney movie, like the original shit. As a kid, like the whale scared the fuck out of me. Like they sent the fucking bad boys to the little island where they turned me into donkey. I didn't want to fucking be a donkey. And then 5 years later, when I grew up at 15 years old, my father, he's got fucking 4 donkeys out front. You know what I mean? So it's just full circle for me in my life. It's weird. Story for another day. Don't ask me about the donkeys. It's true. We'll talk about it later. But you know what I mean?
Later.
It's just, it's one of those things where it's it was dope for me back then.
Mm.
And then when they said, yo, it's Tom Hanks, and then, they're going to make it live action, I was like, hey, no one asked for this. No one wants you to do this. Like the live action Lion King, no one asked for there was no emotion when Beyonce was singing on the face of a lion. It just didn't make sense. They didn't even show. Do you know why it failed? Because they didn't show it to anybody. Honest, 100%. Disney said, hey, director, we trust you. It's the fucking Lion King. You can't fuck it up. You do what they did before. You can't fuck it up. Guess what he did? He didn't do what they did before. And he fucked it up. And they're like, hey, we trust you, bro. You don't got to show it to anybody. Just fucking export it, MP4, send it over on a flash drive. We'll send it to the theaters. No big deal. And so, obviously, we got what we got. And, it's dude, what are we doing with the fucking 40... Bro, don't even get... Okay, here we go. We're so off topic based on the notes, but that's okay. This is what makes a great episode. I need someone to talk about this because I know you have opinions. Why can't we make a decent Batgirl movie? hey, more than
Oh my
less,
god.
why can't we make a fucking decent DC movie? I haven't watched shit on DC since the Dark Knight trilogy. And if you think anything past that was good or watchable, I guess Wonder Woman they said was okay. What are we talking about here?
Wonder Woman was like the only good like
In 12
DC film
years,
after the
every
Dark
Marvel
Knight
movie
trilogy.
every year makes $1 billion fucking dollars in 3 hours. What are we
Yeah,
doing?
and I think it's more the company itself. Like it's not Warner Brothers, but the studio that's funding all of these movies.
Yeah,
They try to have too much control and not letting the director, do their thing.
right.
That's why Zack Snyder left halfway through his movie, and then we got that terrible fucking Justice League movie, man.
Okay,
Oh my
but
god.
and like let's even talk about the casting here. Like Gal Gadot, the Wonder Woman is the only one they've got that's fucking decent. Ezra Miller just got charged for fucking grooming kids and fucking breaking into houses, drug on alcohol, going through whatever the fuck he's going through. Ben Affleck's busy with J-Lo. He can't do any more fucking Batman films, but guess what? He's coming back because the wedding was expensive. You don't get married to J-Lo with less than $30 million on the tab, okay? So he needs that fucking Batman money again. So he's coming back for one more movie, one more check, and then he's out again. And so like now we've got Robert Pattinson, we've got fucking him, we've got so many fucking Batmans over at DC going on. I haven't seen the Robert Pattinson Batman, but I heard it's phenomenal. And it's like, why did we not just copy and paste Robert Pattinson's Batman with the chick from there to do the Batgirl movie? Like, I understand we're trying to be inclusive and we tried to give like a minority a fucking leading role. And like, we were trying to bring back, what's his name? Birdman, little buddy, the Michael Keaton. Like he's coming back and was supposed to be back in Batgirl. But like, guess what? $100 million just couldn't cut it. And now the movie's shelved for good. We're going to show it to a few people who worked on it because they deserve it. But then that's it. But yet we're putting fucking movies like Cats with Taylor Swift and her fucking shining asshole as a cat on the fucking big screen. And we can't make a Batgirl movie? Talk to me, bro. Like what's going on over there?
I still think it comes down to like the studio. They try to have too much control in what they want shown. At this point, they just need to reboot the whole entire DC universe because they're losing bad to Marvel.
Now,
And
Now, hear me out. My opinions on Marvel are a little not liked by pretty much everyone. I haven't seen, here's how far I go back. I haven't seen the first Black Panther movie. I stopped watching after like Guardians 2. Like I didn't see Infinity War. I didn't see in whatever Endgame. I know what happens. Everyone knows what happens. But like I can't fucking with, and then the TV shows and the Disney Plus series and the fucking YouTubes and the I Am Groots and the animation and the comic books and the fucking movies and the 3 hours and the wars and this and that, and it's just like, and now we've got announcements. We've got 2025 all lined up. We've got fucking Infinity Wars, Chang Dynasty. We've got fucking Avengers. Fucking the last one was great, but we're gonna make another one. The Avengers. And then it's like, what the holy shit. It's every year. It's I just feel like, listen, Natalie Portman's on my list. I have 2 actresses in this world that I just despise and I do not think are attractive. And I feel like we should stop putting them in movies. One of them is Jennifer Gardner. And the other one is fucking Natalie Portman. Like, No Strings Attached with Ashton Kutcher, she's not that fuckable. I would have fucked like her male roommate over fucking Natalie Portman in that movie. You know what I mean? And just like, and Ghost of Girlfriend's Past with Matthew McConaughey, fucking Jennifer Gardner, like, babe, you're not attractive. Like, you're not, she's not all that. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm ranting and I'm venting. But like, dude, like the last Thor movie, I didn't see it, but let me guess what happens. Thor shows up, Natalie Portman shows up, they fall in love, that other chick is there in the realm, they fight a bad guy, they save the realm, and Thor and Natalie Portman live happily ever after. Am I close?
I honestly can't tell you because I haven't seen it myself just yet, but I've heard I heard a lot of good things about it. But
The whole rant
From
for
the stuff
nothing,
that I
Jeff.
heard.
The whole rant for nothing. It's fine.
No, but like from the stuff that I heard, it's like you're spot on.
But what are we talking about? Right. You get fat Thor, you get naked Thor. I think his butt was in the movie. Like, whoop-de-fucking-do. It's Chris Hemsworth. We've all seen it. Like, give me something that's good. Give me a Robert Pattinson Batman. Give me a Dark Knight trilogy. Like, can we just agree that the Dark Knight trilogy might be up there as far as superhero movies? What's your top? Give me your top 5 right now, superhero movies. Go.
Top 5 superhero movies. Definitely the Dark Knight trilogy is like probably like number 1 for me.
Heath Ledger, Joker, done.
Yes,
you
phenomenal.
Can't listen. Jared Leto just fucking. Can we stop with the? Can we?
No. I will admit I had high hopes for Jared Leto, just because I was a fan of his for 30 Seconds to Mars and shit. But
sure. As a fucking teenager,
so
baby, in a fucking rock band, but like laying in the knives and the fucker.
I felt like he tried way too hard.
And like, delivering rats to the trailers of the other people because that's what fucking he thought Ledger did during his, like, shut the fuck, kid, just go away.
Yeah. He was trying so hard to be another Heath Ledger, and it fucked the entire movie up.
So much.
And
so
granted,
much.
I'll give him a little bit of slack because I know they cut a lot of like footage that included him as a Joker. So
in the new ones,
a lot more,
in the new ones.
Yeah, there could have been a lot more done with him. But that's where I feel the Joker movie where Joaquin Phoenix picked it up, because that was just a breath of fresh air.
And now, am I mistaken? Did they confirm, is Joaquin Phoenix Joker in the same timeline era as Robert Pattinson's Batman, or is that just me wishful thinking?
I think that's all of us wishful thinking, because that is a completely separate timeline and universe. Because they established that Bruce Wayne was already just a small child when he became the Joker.
Got it. And so now he's now he's in his and Robert Pattinson's Batman is his like first year as Batman, where
I believe it was like his second year. Like, he's a freshly new like Batman.
Right.
Like,
he's still got like the Mustang.
So
right. He's still Okay. Well, dude, perfect fucking segue into our sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is brought to you by Entertainment Earth. Now, Jeff, let me tell you something right now. I don't know about you growing up, but life wasn't always butterflies and rainbows, okay? Sometimes we had to beg, and sometimes we had to steal some shit that we wanted as kids. And you know what? When that brand new Power Rangers Turbo movie was released in theaters on March 28th, 1997, now granted, it only made like $9.6 million. That's fine. But I couldn't just go to EB Toys and buy the new action figures, the trading cards, the Zords, and dude, the fucking swords and the blasters, bro. The blasters. I wanted a fucking Power Rangers Turbo Blaster in my hands desperately as a child. Like, so we couldn't do it because we didn't have any money, okay? And to be honest, neither did our parents at the time. But now we're adults. And Jeff, that means we have adult money. And before, we had like $2, little kid money. Now we have adult money. And we can shop at Entertainment Earth. For 25 years, Entertainment Earth has been the premier online destination for the latest and greatest toys, the most exciting action figures, and the coolest gifts and collectibles and pop culture has to offer. From television, movies, sports, celebrities, comics, internet memes, and every fandom in between, they drop new products daily and curate selections so you don't miss out. Whether you're looking for something stellar from a far galaxy far, far away with some Star Wars stuff, or the streets of Gotham City with DC Comics, we've got surprises for everyone. Now, Jeff, let me ask you a question. You ready for this? We're going to play a game.
Lay it on me.
We're going to play a game, okay? And I just need you to yell stop whenever you hear something that's not awesome, okay? Here we go. Ready? Just say stop whenever you hear something that's not awesome. Here we go. Star Wars, Funko, Marvel, Transformers, Masters of the Universe, Ninja Turtles, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, Jurassic Park, anime, WWE. Anything?
It's all awesome, my guy.
You know what I'm fucking saying? So you've won the game. And you didn't even have to stop me once. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a no-brainer. As soon as we're done here, I know Jeff and all of you are going to head straight to Entertainment Earth at ee.toys/WAWDPOD. The link is on the screen in the description down below. And with that link, you're automatically going to do shopping at 10% off, and you'll most likely get free shipping too. Jeff, remember the episode of Parks and Rec? I think it was the Treat Show Self Day. You watch Parks and Rec?
I've watched bits and pieces of it.
Bits and pieces. You remember when he bought when Ben bought the Batman suit, like the life-size Batman suit? Have you seen that clip?
I did.
Yes. Yeah, guess what? They've got it. And when you shop with promo code WAWDPOD, you get 10% off and it'll ship for free. Hey, you want Transformers, the last night Megalotron Premium Deluxe Edition action figure? It's available for pre-order right now. Promo code WAWDPOD gets you 10% off and it ships for free. Jeff, you'll never guess what they fucking have. Anime Funko Pops. Just like the one you fucking showed us, dude.
There we go.
And listen, there's new ones hot off the truck. They just released them like yesterday, bro. So here's what you and everyone else listening has to do. You got to get over to ee.toys. It's not .com, it's .toys. We're being real 2025 here, people. We're in Web 3.0. It's ee.toys/WAWDPOD, WAWDPOD, and WAWDPOD at checkout, promo code. Start shopping today. And for the three ladies listening, get your man something nice, okay? Because trust me, if you're dating in 2022, there's an 89% chance that the boy or girl that you like will enjoy something from our friends at Entertainment Earth. You're going to use promo code WAWDPOD, that's WAWDPOD. At checkout, you're going to get 10% off, free shipping on all orders over $39, and we promise you won't be disappointed. ee.toys/WAWDPOD. Links down the description down below. Holy shit. That was great.
I know where I'm spending my paycheck at.
Hey, you know what I mean? Entertainment Earth. It's the way to go. Honestly. I mean, I just, my fucking Funko, dude, is your Funko collection just that one, or where are you at with Funko Pops? Because I'm mildly obsessed, but I'll explain after you go.
I honestly only collect very certain pieces from certain shows and media.
Yep.
I'm not out there collecting all of it.
It's my thing with it is I have a wall that the people can't see, like these ones right behind me, the whole tower here. Those are just 10 of them. I have a whole wall. But dude, I had to stop. There's 90,000 Marvel ones, and I'm I can't do it. There's 90,000 Pokemon. I have one Pokemon that I bought, and I said, Megs, that's for you. If you see a Pokemon Funko and you want to buy it for me for my birthday or Christmas, guess what? I don't have it. Get it. And did you know that? Well, you probably don't know because you don't collect them. They have a Funko app. So I have an app, and Megs can go on and see which ones I have, and it tells me how much the value is. Dude, Paul had a solid take. Listen to this. You're going to like this. You'll love it. Funko Pops are the physical and real life equivalent to NFTs. 99% of them are useless, worthless, and will never make you any money. But there's 1% of them, if you have the one you have, or fucking the one-offs, the crystal blue Breaking Bad, that's $350 that I want desperately one. Those, if you have those 1%ers, they're worth something. Think about it.
He's not wrong at all. It makes a lot of sense, and it's fucking spot on.
So it's 2022, so I have to ask you, what does your crypto portfolio look like? Anything? Nothing at all? We have some Doge? We don't. Where are we at?
I had some Doge for a while, and I got some other coins from, some mining and some trading here and there.
What were you mining?
Ethereum. So got some from that.
Just on your regular gaming PC, just cause letting it run overnight.
Yeah, just doing a little something. I definitely got to get some more crypto. I like crypto more than I like NFTs.
Did you withdraw at all? Are you holding through this fucking downfall that we're in? Where are you at?
I withdrew some of it before the downfall, so I'm lucky that I did.
Smart,
because that crashed like my portfolio tremendously.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always honest with the fucking numbers, but I had at its peak, like fucking Elon Musk Saturday Night Live peak, Bitcoin was like 75. My portfolio was looking at a little bit like 12 grand. And then the things started happening. Things started coming out. Things started getting wavy. 2022 came, and I took out at about 8. So I lost some, and it hurt because on like the height of it at 12, I looked at Megs. I said, "Yeah, I think I need to pull this out." And then she's like, "Well, you better you do it now. You keep fucking talking about it." I'm like, "Yeah, I think maybe, I don't know." Like, what if next week it pops? So I waited a week, and then guess what? The week turned into a month, and then my 12 grand turned into 8, and I was like, I see where this is going. Now, last I checked, I don't check anymore because it depresses me. We'll get into mental health in a minute. Now, if I would have kept it in, it would have been around 3, maybe 2.
Shit. See, I kind of fucked myself up because I bought into the hype with Shiba.
Oh, but bro, don't even fuck it. Yeah, we all did. I put in 500 with Sheeb, and I pulled out at 4 because some idiot fucking the creator of Ethereum burned it all, and then the fucking price tanked, and then it didn't go up for 3 days, and I was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm not losing any more money. And then I think it rocketed. I think it took off immediately after that, and my 500 would have been about 1,500, and I fucking should have waited. But then it's mind numbing, bro. Let me tell you, my neighbor, actually, it's funny. She just texted me. She gave me $100 when the whole Elon Musk Dogecoin Saturday Night Live saga was happening. And I was telling all my friends, I was like, guys, listen, I got in at like 15 cents. I said, my Dogecoin right now, my Dogecoin is 15 cents. It's sitting at like 3 grand, guys. Okay, listen, I'm in at 15 cents. It's at fucking 50. It's at like 60 right now. Listen, this motherfucker's going on Saturday Night Live. He's going in front of the whole fucking country, and he's going to say Dogecoin, and the price is going to fucking go. I was with everybody. Yeah. I was with the team. I was Team Elon all the way, baby. And I said, look, just give me your money. Give me your money. I'll put your 100. I'll put this in. I'll do it in my Robinhood account. I'll give you whatever it is afterwards. Well, I'll fucking, trust me. Like, I'm your neighbor. What am I going to do? Run away? You know what I mean? Like, so she gave me $100. They did this. We did that. I didn't make anything off of them, obviously. Like, it was just it was, it wasn't like scamming people. It was just normal, whatever. Yeah. And she just texted me yesterday. She was like, yo, what's my $100 worth of Doge worth? And like, I looked it up. It's about $10 now. Like, we fucking expected this man to take it to $1, maybe $1.50. Every expert on TikTok said, look at the patterns. Look at the fucking patterns, bitch. Okay? We only see this when it's going up. We only see it when it's going up. Okay? And let me tell you something. This Dogecoin, listen, all I'm saying is I've got money in Ethereum, I've got money in Bitcoin, but this Dogecoin, look at the pattern, okay? And it's like, yeah, okay. And I would see that over and over again on TikTok because that's all I would fucking see for 3 weeks. 3 weeks was Dogecoin and Saturday Night Live and Elon Musk on TikTok. That's all I fucking saw.
Dogecoin to the moon.
That's all I fucking saw. And it was like, bro, I just put in 250. And then, oh, bro, the Dogecoin Millionaire. You remember him?
Yep.
Yeah. I think he's still holding. And I think his 3 million is like 20 grand right now. I don't think it's looking good.
No.
I don't think it's looking good.
So like just a quick thing about that, like the Dogecoin, before like it started becoming popular on TikTok and everything like that, I forgot how much I invested, but this was when it was less than a penny. When it was way less than a penny. And I had millions and millions of coins in there.
Yeah.
And if I would have just held on to those, by the time it hit 50 cents,
we'd be living different motherfucking lives.
Hell yes. But it's one of those things where, you can't really predict the future, like the GameStop stock.
And that dude, like, I know it's what everyone says. I know everyone says the same shit. But the night before it popped, I saw them talking about it on TikTok, on Reddit, everything. All of my networks were saying GameStop, AMC. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Do I really, like, I have so much I can put $5,000 into fucking GameStop and AMC right now. Probably fucking do some shit in the next year. Like, I could do this right now. And I turned to Megs and I said, can you believe this shit? Like, do you honestly think this shit's gonna happen? I told her what happened. I said, these big guys, they're shorting their bets. We're fucking calling them out. It's fucking Wall Street. We're trying to do some shit. It's whatever. It's the internet. What's gonna happen? You never know. Like, you know what the internet said? You know what the internet told me before GameStop and AMC? That we were all meeting in Nevada to storm Area 51. And, you know, a couple of other things that never actually fucking happened. Like, so how am I to trust this whole AMC GameStop thing? And I said, Mace, if I put $5,000 in right now, let me tell you what'll happen tomorrow. I'll pull it out at 100. You know, like it's no brainer. And she's like, well, that's not real. Like, that's not real. Like, what are we talking about? And then I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
And then it went from $6 to about like 60.
Yeah, I know people that it was actually a buddy of mine that lives in Tampa, owns a custom auto shop. He put in, I think it was like $5,000 into GameStop and came out with like a fuck ton of money.
No. Oh man.
He came out on top on that. I was like, it's like the one time I didn't invest into it.
We had it. I mean, it was 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes. You know, there's actually one of my friends moved down in Florida. Do you know Jesus Christ, doesn't matter. You don't know Dylan. So no, but and 30 minutes after GameStop took off, we were on the phone saying, bro, I was ready. And like he was ready too. And it was the most discouraging thing I've ever seen, and it shouldn't have happened. It really shouldn't have happened. And like, we could have, should have, would have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, it's just one of the things you can't really predict how, you know, shit's gonna go out until it happens.
No. So, moving on, man. Favorite album of the year so far? Let's rock it. What do you got for me?
I would have to say, what is it? Denzel Curry's latest album that he dropped. I've been rocking with that for a bit now. Let me fucking double check that name because I was just listening to it earlier. But Denzel Curry and a lot of Dreamville records.
Okay.
Melt My Eyes, See Your Future is the name of the album.
Okay. Now is Denzel Curry because he's from Florida? Is that his draw for you, or is that just a coincidence?
I'd say that's more of a coincidence.
Okay.
I started listening to him more so after I've seen a couple of interviews where he himself is a huge nerd as well.
Right.
Like he draws anime, he does like a bunch of like merch, and he has like anime bars in his lyrics too.
It's a very common theme, I think, among celebrities now to just have like, you know, what are the fuck? They're gonna grill me for this. What are this like the figures, the Japanese robot figures, not Transformers.
Oh, the Gundams?
Gundams, that's it. Yeah. Like every fucking like rapper has Gundams in the background of their fucking music videos now. So I mean, yeah.
Dude, Gundams are the shit, but I've been listening to him more after that, and also he dropped a cover a while back that was a cover to Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine. And I personally thought he killed it and like put his own little twist to it.
Yeah.
So I started listening to him more and more, and just loved like that energy he brings to his records.
Those covers, you know, it's crazy. I tell my musician friends all the time is like, yo, bro, just put out a cover every week. Put out a cover every week. I don't care what else you do. Just put out a cover every week. It's easy. Guess what? You know the words. You sing it in the microphone. You edit it. It takes you 30 minutes in audition. You make a video on your iPhone. It takes you another 30 minutes in Premiere. You edit it. It's easy. Make a cover every week, and like that's how you'll pop. They're like, no, we need to make our own sound. We need to make our own music. I'm going to make my own lyrics. I'm going to write my own stuff. That's great for your 30 Spotify plays. But the covers and the SEO around someone else's song is what gets you popping on the... Like, I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, that's how you found this artist. That's how you found Denzel Curry.
Yeah, and there's actually a couple of rock bands that have been blowing up because of the covers. I know one of them specifically is, I think, Our Last Night.
Okay.
They've done covers to was it Black Beatles? They've done covers of like Katy Perry and a bunch of other like bigger name artists.
Easy. And it's like, it's insane too, because every time I hear like a song and it matches the vibe of one of my friends who can sing, I wish I could fucking sing. If I could fucking sing, it'd be game over. If I could fucking sing, I'd be up here recording cover. Like, I'm right here. I'd fucking hit the instrumental on YouTube, hit record on the mixer, and fucking sing it, edit it quick, and just, it'd be a video out every week. If I could sing, it'd be fucking game over. Because I'd be everywhere. I'd hear every song and I'd be like, oh, I could sing. Like, baby, you're my sun and moon. You know what I mean? Just like, fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? Just sing it. And like, every time I hear the songs, I'm like, ooh, that sounds like a song Scott could cover. And then I'll be like, bro, cover this. Like, A, I would love it. B, Megs would love it. C, the people would love it. And D, you'd sound really good because it matches your vibe. And I know you and I know you can do this. Oh, well, I'm actually working on, my 5th album right now for Spotify and SoundCloud, and I don't have time to do covers, and I don't really want to do the covers of the games and and it's just like, what? Like, what? Just sing the damn song, the fucking instrument. You don't even got to make it. Just download it. Like, you can just buy it now for $10 somewhere. Like, some other kid made it. Give them credit. Like, just do what, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Let me ask you this, because you know Justin pretty well.
Yeah.
When is he dropping that Freaks and Geeks?
I don't think it's ever. You will not. I don't think. I think I receive official word. I might have a message saved in Snapchat that says Justin's rap career is officially over. Oh man. But okay. Dude, here's the thing. He gets in these moods, he gets in these flows, he gets in these little mind pockets of his where he's like, yo, I could take over. I could come back right now. I could re-record Skinny Capris or whatever fucking thing he did in 2008 over a Freaks and Geeks beat or whatever it is that you want him to do, and it'd be fucking great. But he won't do it because he'll sit there and he'll edit the shit out of it and he'll re-record it and he'll say it's not perfect and he'll compare it to whoever else is in New York City who's trash at the time, because they all are. Like, for whatever, I don't give a shit. Hot take. I'm sure Florida, where the town you live in, has better rappers than New York City. Like, what are we talking about? So it's like, I don't think he'll ever, I think it's done. I think he might be done. He came back a little bit in COVID. He joined Facebook, launched, I think it's called Bars, I think. Like some company launched Bars, which was like a TikTok competitor, but for rappers that was supposed to catch on. So he has a couple on there that I think we even repurposed for on TikTok. So if you search for Kodak on there, you might be able to find those. And again, it's a new beat, but that's all we got. So, I mean, it's not, I don't think it's, unfortunately, brother, I do not want to disappoint you, but I don't think it's coming. But what we did get last night was God Did by DJ Khaled. We excited about that? We partial? How's your opinions on Khaled? Where are you at? Go for it. Go.
I'm partial on Khaled, more so because he can have some pretty good songs, some pretty catchy, beats and clever hooks and everything.
Right.
But a lot of his stuff is just repetitive. Like it doesn't bring anything new to the table. He just brings the artist on. So anytime that he drops an album, I'm just one of those like, oh, cool, I'll check it out here and there.
Whatever one Lil Baby's on, whatever one Drake's on, and that's probably it, right?
Yeah, because those are the ones that are probably the biggest hit right now.
Yep. So here's the thing, though. In the past, that featured artist list, that's always his draw, right? Everyone knows that it's a DJ Khaled album, right? So, but that's always the draw. And in the past, it's been okay. He's been ramping up, but Khaled spent all of his PPP money on this one because we've got multiple tracks with Drake on it, which is about 90% of the budget right there. More than one track with Drake. I mean, what's your budget, bro? So, and then of course, Lil Baby is on. So that's like the other 9% to Drake's 90. And then, dude, I mean, you can't kind of knock it when the rest of the track list goes Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Kanye West, Eminem, Future, Lil Durk, 21 Savage, Takeoff, Future, SZA, SZA, I don't know how to pronounce that guy or her, I'm not sure. Travis Scott, Gunna, Latto, City Girls, Juice WRLD, Jadakiss, and probably a couple others that I missed. But like, you know, what the fuck? Like this album should be number one at every level, like every song, like when Drake drops his albums, maybe not whatever that last one was that he did, but like when Drake drops his decent albums, every one of those songs is Billboard number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So like, but Khaled's albums don't have that reputation. You know what I mean? So like what, and I think you and I are kind of on that same page. Like we see the hits, we listen to the Drakes, we listen to the Babies, and then we're like kind of, you know,
just brushing it off.
The Kanye West song's interesting. It's like, it's a gospel track, of course. But you know, it's interesting. And I think, will it be enough to knock Nicki, who I think is like the only OVO Fest YMCMB artist not on this album? Wayne and Drake are. I don't know about the fucking, is YMCMB still even, like, where's fucking Lil Twist? Like, where the fuck, where's the new album from Lil Twist and Lil Chuck? Because I've been waiting since 2000, since fucking Bedrock dropped. I've been waiting for fucking, where's Chanel West Coast's project at?
Oh my God.
Huh? Is it coming?
Is she even rapping anymore?
Well, she's pregnant now. She's having a baby, so.
Oh shit. Yeah, but I definitely. So to answer your question,
yeah,
I don't think his album is gonna top Nicki's.
No.
And
well, I think I don't know if does Nicki have an album out? I just know her single's number one.
I think she might be dropping something soon.
Sure, right.
But even if like she were to drop something now, I still think it would be higher up than DJ Khaled's.
You think Nicki Minaj solo album with maybe 5, 6, whatever sprinkled features in, you think just the power of Nicki Minaj does better than Khaled's like fucking billion-dollar star-studded list?
And it's probably gonna be a hot take, but yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely say so because it has been proven, because just because you have like big hits on an album doesn't mean it's going to be a good album.
Listen, statistically 9 times out of 10, every time we're at a wedding and I'm DJing and I hit the next track and all the fucking girls here, let's go to the beach, let's get away, bae. They scream every time because it's like fucking Nicki Minaj. Holy shit, at a wedding, this dude, like, holy, I love this bit, you know. So it's like, it's insane. So the draw of Nicki Minaj, I don't. Does she still have it? I think her last album didn't do so well. So I think we're going to see, but I think she's been on, I mean, her single's number one right now. So maybe that'll prove me wrong and we'll come back to this and we'll know at a later date. But if her album drops soon, it might have dropped already. We're not sure. But yeah, interesting. Okay. So to the other side of the rap game, and this is Justin's opinion, so we'll give him credit where it's due. I kind of have credit for the back half, but we'll get there in a minute. Justin's opinion, and this is kind of true, hear me out. There can only be one hot white rapper at a time. And Eminem doesn't count. He's grandfathered in as greatest of all time. He'll always be hot. Whatever he drops goes bananas. So hear me out. So here's the history, right? Early 2000s, Paul Wall and Asher Roth, okay? Both white rappers. You know every word to I Love College by Asher Roth. I know you do, till this day,
yeah.
Okay? Everyone knows it. Don't know where he went. I think he's still in college. I think he might still be in college. We're waiting for him to graduate, right? So then we get to like Mac Miller genre. Rest in peace. You know what I mean? We get half a Logic because, to my despise, I thought he was white. People tell me he's half black. So we got half a Logic there, and with Mac Miller just because he was hot at the time, and he kind of sort of still is. Then, after Mac Miller and Logic, right, they kind of fade out a little bit. Then what happens? Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, Thrift Shop comes into play on every fucking radio station on the goddamn planet for a year and a half. Then after Thrift Shop, we need a little feminine help, okay? So we got Iggy Azalea popping, okay? I'm So Fancy is, undoubtedly a bop, okay? Then next up, G-Eazy's famous, okay? We've got him telling us he's a Sagittarius every 5 minutes, all right? Then we got Lil Dicky. I know you know every word to Save That Money. We played at weddings every weekend. It's insanity, okay? He's kind of faded, even though Dave on HBO, dope. Love that show. If you haven't watched Dave on HBO, go watch it. Then now he's kind of faded. Then we get like our fucking little SoundCloud guys, Lil Peep, rest in peace, Lil Xan. He's kind of retired now. And then after they came back, we went more mainstream and my boy MGK fucking took the way, okay? Now, MGK got a little depressed. Something happened. He started painting his nails. Not saying you're depressed with your painted nails, but MGK was, and now he's a rock star. Eminem dissed him, and now he's a rock star, which is fine. So we don't consider him a white rapper anymore. So now the mantle's back up for grabs. Here comes my homeboy. I own 12 of his Funko Pops, Post Malone. Okay? He's only got 3, but I have 12. Ask me about it later. So Post Malone's now hot, right? And so then now we're in our 2020, 2022 era. We've got Jack Harlow. Okay. You given maybe kind of sort of thumbs up to Jack Harlow, but I don't think any of those other white rappers had a debut album with a Drake feature on it. I know I keep riding Drake's dick here for a minute, but we can't deny the man who has $100 billion private jet with his goddamn owl logo on the side and his number 1 hits every 3 weeks. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just where we're at. I understand that some people might think Jay-Z is the greatest of all time living. I'm not talking about like Tupac and Biggie and all that shit, but like living, Jay-Z maybe, but like, I don't see Jay on the charts and being requested at weddings and like fucking on your playlist all that much. Like, I get it. 444 was a great album, but like, is it still on anyone's playlist?
That is true. I kind of have to agree with that. With that take.
Huh? One white rapper at a time. Macklemore's trying to come back, but ever since he dumped Ryan Lewis, I told Kodak, that's what happens when you dump your best friend. He dumped Ryan Lewis, and now he doesn't make any money as an artist. He's got to go on tour with Imagine Dragons, who just have the same song over and over and over again. But the kids, they like to hear it, and it's fine. So whatever. So listen, I mean, you know what I mean? So Jack Harlow's hot right now, and I don't see any other white rappers stepping up. What, Chet Hanks? I think, well, he's technically Jamaican when he's rapping, but that's, his own deal. Fucking weirdo. But anyways, sorry. It's a terrible joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And also for the fact that nowadays is like, if you have Drake on your debut album, it's going to guarantee almost a success. It's going to skyrocket you.
Yep.
He's definitely one of the more popping white rappers out right now. And while there are some songs that I do like, some that I find catchy and I'll listen to and everything like that, I don't think he brings anything new to the table. So like, it's something that we've heard before, but it's not a bad thing.
Right.
It's one of those things. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
And he got a decent flow. He got decent bars.
Yep.
It could be better. I'll say that.
We'll see where his sophomore. We'll see where his sophomore goes, and we'll see where that goes, and where the next few months take us. We'll see if maybe if someone else steps up or not. Now, back to a whole nother side of it, whole nother side of the rap, and I love this conversation because we've started out with like the rapper you like, who honestly I've never heard of him. I will certainly listen to his music. But I don't think is he mainstream? Would you consider mainstream?
I'll consider him a little bit mainstream just because he was on the 2016 XXL freshman list with like Lil Uzi and all that stuff. So I kind of gave him a bad rep
in there.
But
got it.
He's still really good compared to like everybody else.
Okay. So we've gone from like that to now, DJ Khaled, all the big hitters, down to all the white kids. Unfortunately, I gotta say it that way. It's fine. But now, apparently, and I didn't listen to the whole damn thing because it's like 12 minutes long. The game, for whatever reason, thinks that he can now come at the great Eminem. Now, do I need to state the obvious? Jeff, can you tell the people the obvious factor here?
It's terrible. I suffered through the whole 12 minutes.
Oh, you listen. Okay, perfect. So can you please break down the entire go? You have 12 minutes, my friend. Break down the entire thing for me because I listened to was the very beginning like a move? Like was it a movie? It wasn't even a song or something. Like I skipped a part that was just audio for some reason.
I think it's one of those like
an interlude or whatever.
Yeah, like an interlude, just like an introduction to the song.
Right.
It really did not need to be there. But part of like that whole diss or song, whatever, it felt partially like a diss and partially like he's paying homage to Eminem because the entire time he's rapping about how nobody listens to any of his albums, but makes references from almost every single Eminem album ever. And
wait, who doesn't listen to Eminem albums? I think there's, I would find it very hard to. I've got the Marshall Mathers LP CD in my car right now, loaded up, ready to go.
Yeah.
I've got who does it? What do you mean no one listens to Eminem album? That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Well, according to the game, apparently nobody listens to Eminem's albums.
No one listens to the Game's album. When was the Game's last album?
Exactly. And he recently dropped an album with that same song.
And like, dude, what kind of bitch? Okay, listen, I don't know shit about rap beef or the logistics or what happened. I'm well versed on what happened between Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem because I followed that quickly. I think Machine Gun Kelly won. I'm sorry. But listen, from what I understand, you don't put a diss track, like an entire diss track on an album. Like when Eminem sprinkles them in throughout, that's fine, right? But like, is a diss track common on an entire, like an album, like track number 9 of your full blown album?
It can be if it's like a pretty heated like beef between the two. There's like a lot of going back and forth.
Okay.
But I'm definitely disappointed in the game when it comes to this album because it seemed like this track was just the center point of the entire album.
Yeah. Well, that's the only reason he did it because the game releasing an album in 2022 makes zero sense. No one's talking about it except indie podcasters. So like, what do we talk? Like, there's no one, the mainstream media, XXL, fucking whatever online news article that he needs to pick it up, whatever Spotify playlist he needs to be on, he won't be because it's the game in 2022. And so, and I'm sure the fan base is there. I'm sure most people know about the game and like his loyal fans and people like, listen, I don't know shit about Kevin Gates or his last album, but fucking Tyler Edwards can tell you every fucking track and why he did it and what he was going through when he wrote this and did that. So, I mean, I get it. I'm sure the game albums this year is great. But like when it comes to Eminem and where he's at and what Eminem's doing the fucking Super Bowl. Eminem's got fucking boomers and grandparents talking about him because they see him on their TV. Like Eminem is not like, do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? It's just, it's kind of like this. They're not in the same playing field currently, or maybe at one point they were, but not anymore. And so to like use that on an album to like, because that's his only point. That's the only reason we're talking about it. I wouldn't have brought up the game today if you fucking didn't diss Eminem on an album.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's working obviously, but like that's like, it's a low blow. It's cheap.
Yeah, it's definitely cheap because the game does have some really good songs and, really good bars and everything.
Yep.
But just to, try to gain a little bit of clout and a little bit of, attention from this one song, it's kind of disappointing, honestly.
Yeah. And apparently rumors have it in the Twitter sphere is a WAWDPOD first. I think it might be an exclusive. I don't know. I think other people might know. Eminem has a response recorded.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yes. According to insiders close to him, there is a response recorded. But people have told him to just A, leave it alone. B, you don't need to worry about it. Like, it's the game. So we don't know if it'll get launched or not. So, yeah, man. What do you, final thoughts on Eminem? Would you take on Eminem in a rap battle?
Me personally, with a little training from Justin, I could probably do it.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. You and Justin link up, and then you guys both take on Eminem together.
We got this. I believe in him.
Yeah, of course. I think he'll be fine. He'll just give you the same 16 to 32 bars that he's been rapping, that he puts in every freestyle every 3 years. And then you'll be fine. As long as York City, bitch, I do it. Is all the fucking, that's all, it just starts the same way every time. He'll hate me for saying that, but it's fine. So Jeff, very serious question. Listen, man, we joke a lot on this podcast, and here's the thing, dude. We are next week. Here's a bit of a sneak peek announcement. Is it next week? Is it next week? It might be next week. It's either next week or the week after. We're talking to Tim 20 Minutes. Wow. It's okay. We're talking to our friend Tim 20 Minutes, and he's got a mental health podcast as well. So a lot of mental health here. Listen, guys, we joke a lot on this podcast, and I might cover stories about fucking, people who aren't in their best mental health, and we might make jokes there at their expense. But listen, it's a satire and comedy podcast. Just understand that. But we do sometimes need to have conversations. So Jeff, I will ask you, sir, friend, how's your mental health?
Man, mental health is a pretty big thing for me. As someone that struggles with it. I still have my ups and downs, throughout the weeks, throughout the days. I've been learning more about myself ever since I moved down here. Been trying to better myself.
How was the process of finding doctors? Moving from Pennsylvania to Florida, you got to find new psychiatrists, therapists, doctors, physicians, whatever. When did you move, and when was that? How was that process?
I moved in September of 2019.
Okay, so the market was a little as it is now then, probably, right?
Yeah.
So what were you, like 6-9 months out on all your appointments?
I think the last time I actually had an appointment before I moved down was probably like a year before.
Right.
And I was just struggling.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yep.
And trying to find a new psychiatrist down here, a new doctor and everything. It took roughly maybe like a year in before I found anything.
Yep. No, and bro, it's insane. I mean, the healthcare system in this country it fails more and more every day, and for some reason we're not doing anything about it. This year, honestly, I haven't had health insurance in 6, 7, 8 years, just because of the price, the cost. I haven't been to the doctors, the therapist, nothing, nada for 5, 6, 7 years. You know what I mean? It's always been keep it inside, do what you're going to do. You're 22 and healthy. You can drink like a fish this night, wake up the next morning, go to work at 9 a.m. just fine. What the fuck do you need? What are your problems right now, bro? You're 25, living on your own. You're having a grand old time. You can do whatever you want, right? Then 2019 rolls around and you're almost 30. You're having a kid and you're still doing the shit you were doing 5 years ago. Like, some things need to change. So this year is the first year in a while that I've actually had health insurance. And so I started this journey this January, right? When I called places, first of all, I'm sure you're aware, and I've said it multiple times on this podcast, but the system in this country, I'm online on the thing that they give you for the insurance that I have, the portal, and it says Dr. ABC accepts your insurance and they're accepting new patients. So when I call ABC Doctor and they say, well, unfortunately at this time we're not accepting new patients or your insurance, so sorry, can't help you. I said, wait a minute. What? That happened 30 times, bro. I called for 3 hours, everyone on the list, and I got through to maybe one person. And when I tell you my first psychiatry appointment ever in my life that I have scheduled was scheduled January of this year, it's on December 6th at 2 p.m. Fuck. So let's hope I don't put a fucking gun in my mouth before that. Or, let's thank God I'm pretty okay to go till December. Like, let's take a step back. And if I was an actual person with, maybe some more serious problems other than, anxiety, depression, and everything else we all have going on, like December?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
I called back in March just to double check, just to make sure it wasn't me, to make sure I wasn't the problem. In March, they were scheduling out to next February. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Megs is on her fucking healthcare journey. She knows she has ADHD. She has misdiagnosed anxiety and depression for ADHD in women. It's a thing. Everything adds up. She's done the fucking research. She's not just some millennial saying, I think I have ADHD. She's done shit. I've watched this girl watch videos. I've watched her take notes. She has an iPad full of information. And these doctors, and unfortunately, we don't have the best relationship with the parents. So, they can't vouch for what she was like when she was 12. Because for whatever reason, we can't give you ADHD shit unless you were diagnosed before you were 12 or without your parents when you're 30 for some stupid reason. And so, it's like, bro, what do you mean? And she finally got it. After a year and a half of going to psychiatrist, trying this pill. She tried a different pill every 3 weeks. And I'm like, is this good for you? What's going on? What? Some of them work, some of them don't. Why are we switching medications every day? Well, this is what Dr. fucking Lenny at the fucking thing says. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm like, okay, all right, just do you. She's finally in. And now she's finally getting tested for ADHD. And guess what? She went to test 1 out of 2. And the doctor's like, well, sounds like what you're kind of describing is just anxiety, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem like why your job as a doctor is to do the best for your patients. And when she comes in with research and she presents the signs and she does this and she does that and she checks all the boxes, that's when you're supposed to believe them. But if they're coming into your office fucking going like this and like, doc, listen, I need more. I need 12 more bottles. If they have a problem, then don't help. Can we not just be smart about it? I thought there was an opioid epidemic in this country. But when I told my physician, my doctor, who thankfully I got in right away with, that my psychiatry appointment wasn't until December, she's like, well, let me help you. Let me maybe I can prescribe you something before we can get there that'll help. So for the first time in my life at 30 years old, I got prescribed medication. First time picking up pills, never bought pills before in my life. I picked them up from Megs before, that's fine. My dad was a believer in hey, you're fine, go outside and play. You know what I mean? I never got anything as a kid or teenager or whatever. I just grew up without it. It wasn't for me. And so for the first time at 30, here I am picking up prescriptions. I've been picking up from Megs for the last 3 years. Hers are free, $1, free, $1. People were telling me there's an opioid epidemic in this country. People are dying left and right from these pills that they're getting from pharmacists and prescribed to them, and opioids and fucking all this shit, and there's a problem. And when I go to get my pills for the first time in my life at 30 years old, it's fucking $60 for a month's supply. And I'm like, bro,
Fuck.
I thought you people were passing this shit out like candy. And I got to pay $60 a month? What? I mean, I'm not complaining. It's fine. But Jesus Christ, on top of my insurance bill. I'm sorry for ranting once again, but dude, the mental health care in this company, you're kind of on track now. You're good to go. It was a little rocky there, but where are we at in 2022? We're okay?
I'll admit it, and I'm pretty transparent about this on my own podcast.
Of course, yes, we're gonna get to that in 1 second. Yep.
2022, still have my ups and downs.
Yeah.
But it's more that I try not to rely so much on the medication. Because I was diagnosed with bipolar, so that plays a huge effect on my moods. So I've been trying different things to mediate my moods, so I don't have to rely heavily on the medication, whether that's be meditation, going to the gym, which fitness does play a huge role into mental
walks.
health.
Yep, of course. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
and I mean, and you're taking your dog. I'm sure that by what I just seen from your dog, I'm sure he requires at least 5 miles a day. So,
yeah. So lots of walks. And honestly, as much of somewhat of an introvert that I am, actually going out and socializing it's a huge part of it. Even though I don't necessarily need to open up. It's just
Right.
more having that, interaction with people that does help elevate the mood a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, and I think, it's honestly, Megs and I are those, we're in the clamshell. We have like 6 friends. We don't really socialize, and we're trying to like go out more and do shit. But like, dude, COVID fucked us all up. You can't put 350 million people inside for a year and a half and not expect that like it's not going to have repercussions on the human psyche. We're supposed to be like outside and breathe fresh air and interact with one another, and not like in our beds, like just drinking the wine we can get from Wine and Spirits real quick on the lottery that we had here. But like, it's just it's insanity. You know what I mean? But like, that's all we did. That's all we did over COVID. We drank like fish. We ate Burger King and Taco Bell. We went to the grocery store when we had to, and we put an inflatable mattress in our living room to have campouts because we were losing our minds. Like we were just, Megs and I had our second inflatable mattress because our first one popped after a week, just playing Monopoly in the living room till 2 a.m. because that's all we could fucking do. We were sick of drinking. We were sick of everything else. We were sick of the shows. We watched Tiger King twice. And it was like, bro, what can we And it was just like, hey, it broke a lot of people. And it's like, some of them didn't make it out. And it's unfortunate. But like, that's where we're at now. And, we're just nothing's in place for what they were expecting. Like, where all of our focus is over here with, it's the vaccine and we got to get all this and we got to do this, and it's the war in Ukraine and we got to do this and we got to do that, and Biden and the student loans and all this and all that. And it's like, hey man, like, take a look at your people. What's going on? Why are 90% of the people in Los Angeles homeless? Why are tents everywhere? Why is Burger King still in 2022 closing at 7 p.m. because they're short staffed? Where did everyone go? No one's doing anything. And it's like, hey man, we've got to get, like, this can't be the new norm,
I definitely agree. And there's a lot of things that needs to be fixed within this country. And it's, as much as, I have my own gripes with everything that's been going on lately, there's a lot of things that we need to do as a people to, be able to, I guess, like, live better lives, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we can do in terms of government that can be fixed and help everyone, but there's always going to be political, and there's always going to be somebody like on either side saying like, well, this is not going to benefit me, so I don't want it.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to think about the greater whole.
Right. Right. Well, and and that just that leads us just kind of into the next thing, and it just kind of all wraps up together, which is, listen, I don't know about you as a podcaster. I know my friend Carlos, all of his interactions are very positive and very supportive, but the comments I've been receiving on my videos these last few weeks have been just, bro, thank God I didn't get the notification I did the other day standing on top of a building, because I would have walked off. You know what I mean? Like, it just, yeah. And it's, I joke about it because that's just how it's a very serious and dark topic. And it's like, obviously I'm not, suicidal, or I'm not about to just walk off a building because of a YouTube comment, but that's how it made me feel. Like, I'll put them on the screen, but it's just like, this kid. Now explain this to me. Can you please, maybe in your own experience, can you please explain the psyche of a person who does this? But this kid, I don't fucking know his name. I don't need to say his name. It's on you can go find it yourself if you want to see it so bad. But on like 3 different YouTube channels, he writes 3 very nasty long paragraphs to me. One of them is about like, just you shouldn't be doing a podcast because he thinks that I'm so worse off than 90% of them on the internet somehow. And the second one was just about my voice cadence and how it makes his ears bleed and like he can't just, what the fuck is going on? This low testosterone piece of shit. Now those are multiple comments combined into my own one that I created in my head, but that's fine. And then he leads me in this last one that's like so long, and it's like you put on this false confidence and like, oh, look at me with my sunglasses, and like you're putting on this character obviously. And I'm like, for 52 episodes? For 170 hours worth of content?
Yeah.
I'm fucking, what the fuck do you think? False confidence, bro? It's because you don't understand. And then guess what, Jeff? He's subscribed. He's a subscriber of this podcast. So
After
it's like,
all that.
what's the disconnect here of just like trying to put people down? It's like, do you have a podcast? Do you have opinion out there? No? Okay, that's fine. Guess what else you have? Free will. And you don't have to turn this on. I didn't force you to watch this video. I didn't force you to comment. I didn't force you to download the app, delete it, turn it off. Like the whole celebrity mantra, fucking Demi Lovato. I don't feel bad for you talking about, I'm so sick and tired, I can't take it watching the documentaries and the things I did in my 20s and the Disney Channel stuff. Turn it off. If it's bothering you that much and it's affecting your mental health in 2022, turn it off. Don't listen to my podcast. 9 people do. 9. And that's fine with me. And it's like, hey, bro, if you're going to be one of the 9, be one of the 9, like fucking, I don't know, my other friends who are like, bro, you're classic. Bro, you're hilarious. What the fuck is this? This is hysterical. Like that shit. Because guess what? They understand what it is. And they understand it's a clip taken out of context. And like, they understand that like, I'm not telling you that you should go and join Beachbody because it's going to make you a lot of money. Okay. I'm not sitting here telling you to follow Andrew Tate because I think what he's saying makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? He just put a final, did you see? He just released a final message. His final, like his cry for help and talking about his father and his lunchbox. I stopped 5 minutes in. I can't do it anymore. Like, so have you gotten nasty comments yet? Or that's still far from few? Where are we at there on that spectrum? Because I'm in it, baby.
Well, first I just want to say like the whole thing with the like being overly confident. Bro, I wish I had that. Right. Because I can't. Like, and your personality. You're saying that based off of the kid who said something on my video. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, like I seen that comment, and every single time that I watched like one of your episodes, I'm like, man, I wish I had that same type of like upbeat personality because I'm just not. Right. That's definitely not me, and I've tried it. Right. Right. And it's fine. And that's fine. But like, I'm not like when I sit here and say I'm not putting on a character, and it really, 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 really amps me up when I see an article that says, hey, this gay dog Fezco got dropped by his owners because they thought he was gay because he was humping another dog at the dog park. So that must mean the dog's gay. Well, listen, even if the dog is gay, guess what? Gay dogs need love too. That's not an act. That's like just it's hilarious. It's fucking hysterical. Fuck those people. We love the dog. It's a gay thing. You know what I mean? Like there's a rainbow in the corner of my thing. Like it's Pride. We do Pride episodes every year on this podcast. At least we try to. Like I'm not like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Overly confident. I should be more mean. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Thanks, bro, loser. And then he says, there you go. Like that's called comedy. And if you don't understand that, go away. Like go to Will Smith has got some advice for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've just been noticing lately, a lot of people just they're seeking out this like negativity. And when they see something positive or somebody doing, comedy or trying to do something upbeat and lifting, they tear it down because it doesn't conform to what they're used to.
Yep. I can't wait. I'm wearing this shirt today because she just dropped a new fucking single with Elton John and it's banging.
Oh shit.
And I can't fucking wait for Britney Spears. You know what I mean? I'm going to have Sway on this fucking podcast. And guess what, dude? I'm sorry. But we're going to sit in here, we're going to smoke weed, and we're going to talk about Britney Spears for an hour and a half. And that's going to be a blast. Okay? Much like this episode has been. We're going to wrap it up here soon, but not on a somber note like mental health. We got some more shit coming, okay? But like, that's going to be fun. And they're not going to get it. And it's fine. That's fine. Bro, I'm out here slinging fucking Blue Chew hats. You know what I mean? Like it's banging, bro. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. In the last 3 weeks, I recorded, uploaded, filmed, produced, edited, fucking clipped up, did whatever. Fucking 3 hours of content in like the last week. I'm fucking slinging Patreon episodes at 40 minutes a pop. I'm doing solo episodes in an hour. You and I are hitting 2. So like, what are we talking? You know what I mean? Like, just leave me alone. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I'm running my business. I'm recording a podcast from my desk. It's fun to do. So when you say like, this bro definitely has low testosterone, take his microphone away. Hey man.
Fuck off.
I don't get it. I don't get it. But you know who would never leave me comments like that? And Jeff, listen, I'll be straight up with you. I'm going to be straight here for a second. And I'm not going to beat around the bush because we're honest here in the WAWDPOD, okay? And I know it's a sensitive topic. We just got done talking about mental health. But it was in the doc, and I asked Justin, I asked my friends, I asked people around me if I should mention it, and we all agreed that, like, it was maybe 20% inappropriate. So we're going to roll with it, okay? And in your own words, I would really love to know your honest opinion, but what the fuck is in the water down in Florida? Like, are you guys just drinking straight from the ocean? Or, I mean, is it, because I literally, bro, I think there's I swear to you right now, I'm not making this shit up. There's a notification from Reddit right now that says, man in Florida represents himself after ... And it's like, like, I think he was jerking off like a statue of Abraham Lincoln. I mean, what's going on down there? Do you know these people? Are you one of them? And like, what's it like on the streets? Because I haven't been in a while. So I'm curious what's actually going on.
Man, Florida is a completely different breed. I'm not going to lie.
Keep talking for 1 minute. I'm going to step away, but go.
You good. It's a completely different breed. I was not prepared for like all the wild shit that I've seen like out in the streets, even from going to different car meets or even just driving by. Some of the wild shit you'll see from the people. And I think it's more so like the opioid epidemic that's been going on, to the rising cost of housing, and just a bunch of like crazy shit, like overall.
Okay, so what have you? Okay, please tell me, and we'll get to the headlines here in a minute. But what have you What have you seen? What have you witnessed?
I've seen a naked dude on a wheelchair driving into the middle of traffic in like the middle of the day.
Okay. All right. That's good. Anything else?
I don't know. I've seen people of the night, just to keep it, appropriate. Just the best way they can describe it, they were high off their ass, just on the side of the road. I guess acting like they were like in a sword fight or some shit.
But no swords were involved. There was no machete.
No, there was nothing.
They were just sword fighting with air swords.
Yeah, and they were kind of like doing that lean back that Jack Sparrow does when he runs, but they were standing still.
I think I know when he puts his hand on his chest and he goes like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were doing that while it looks like they were sword fighting.
It's a little swag. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It was just so weird.
What's the deal? Are they all on bath salts and PCP and they're just hallucinating off their ass, and that's just what Florida has become because we're just putting up our noses whatever floats off the coast of Costa Rica? Like, is that just what it is?
I believe so, especially with like the state laws that they can, lots of everything. Every arrest is like public like information,
right.
So the media can just go and grab that.
Right.
So that's why we have like all these ridiculous headlines.
Right. And social media and everything else. It amplifies that, and then we just get articles. Paul and I just did our. Have you ever done your Florida person birthday?
I haven't done that.
Oh, okay, Jeff. Well, when's your birthday, Jeff?
December 14th.
Florida man, 12/14. Okay, here we go. You're Florida man, and this is like your spirit animal. You're Florida man. Florida man captured on camera trying to break gas station door in order to steal a Pepsi. I mean, listen, I see what happened. There's a picture here. I'll put it on the screen, but it's he was stealing a Pepsi, so they locked him in. So he's got a fire extinguisher trying to break out of the.
Oh man.
So I mean, but yeah, dude. I mean the headlines they don't stop. They don't stop. Where were you on the day that the man tried to outrun the police on a lawnmower? Were you nearby? Can you start going to why don't you start going to these like police chases and crime scenes? And I think that would make for is there a Florida Man podcast where we just roll through each one of these stories every week? Because if someone hasn't done that yet, we might want to get on it.
I don't think that's been done yet.
Are you serious? Come on. I'm Googling right now.
Unless there's like it's part of maybe a true crime documentary. I don't know if there's like an actual podcast about it.
There is a Florida Man News, Florida Man Podcast, Florida Man, Florida Woman.
Okay.
So there might be, who knows, Florida Men or Florida Woman. But I mean, it's not, there's only like, I searched for Florida Man Podcast, and only like 10 of them popped up, so we could probably get away with doing one. But I mean, dude. Let me see, what else? Himself after killing a rooster. Okay, well, that's fine. I'd probably defend myself if I killed a rooster too. Posing as a Disney employee, stealing R2-D2. That's a good one. Have you, tell me about, while I Google some Florida Man stories, tell me about your, are you like a Disney kid? Have you gone to Disney? Do you despise them? What's your opinions on Disney and their role down there?
Disney, I'm on the fence because Disney has been doing a lot of like monopoly takeovers type stuff. But I'm still a huge Disney kid, especially now that they taken in like Marvel and Star Wars.
The world, right?
Yeah, but I've also had kind of a bad experience going to Disney World for the very first time ever in my life.
Oh, really? When was this? Was this younger or like now?
It was a couple of years ago, probably in 2016, 2015 or so.
Okay.
And I went there with an ex. It was like my very first time going there. So I was hyped. She was like on some bullshit. So like it kind of like ruined my day.
Like what? She wanted to get a picture with Mickey and you didn't let her, or what? She wanted to hold your hand and your hands are sweaty? Like what kind of bullshit could you possibly fucking be on when your boyfriend takes you to Disney World?
Apparently it was more so that she didn't want to be there with me. So I didn't really care at the time. I was having the time of my life.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I was having the time of my life.
Were you committed to this girl, or it was just a random girl you picked up?
I was committed. It was very like one-sided.
Got it. Okay. Well, listen. Hey, we've all seen the fucking Depp and Heard trial. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, it's some of these females out here. I keep telling Megs, you ladies, we let some of you go a little far off the leash, and you just need to be real back. She fucking smacks me every time. She smacks me every time. Listen, now this man is smart. Okay, here's the headline. Florida man suspected of using private plane to draw a giant radar penis. So he basically just went in his plane down in Florida in a giant penis-shaped pattern so that the radar would pick him up and draw a penis on the screens. Presumably, I'd imagine probably like the neighbor across the street who's banging his wife is probably like an ADA, like person who watches the radars. So he probably rented like a private jet and then went up there and like drew a big dick, knowing that John across the street was watching, knowing that he knows he's fucking his wife. That's probably what happened. To be honest with you, that's probably the story. You know what I mean?
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of communities that have like private like planes as part of their houses.
Oh, wait. let me ask you this, because we covered it a couple weeks ago. The villages of Florida. Is it true? The loofahs on the golf cart? Is that a true fact or not? Do you know about this?
I've heard of it, and I think I asked one of my friends out here, and they confirmed that it is true.
It is true. Holy shit. See, I knew I was a fucking good podcaster, dude. Fuck everyone. Fuck those YouTube comments. I knew that was true. Dude, that's insane. I'm getting every color. When we go down, I said it before, I'll say it again, if we ever do it, I'm getting a golf cart and I'm putting a whole rainbow of loofahs. I'm confusing the shit out of everybody. It's insanity. Insanity. Okay. Florida man. Okay, well, that one's weird. Florida man breaks into ex-girlfriend's house. Jeff, was that you?
No.
Oh, okay.
It says, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It says here, Florida man breaks into ex-girlfriend's home and shits on belongings. My apologies. Okay, that makes sense. Florida man charged with assault with deadly weapon after throwing an alligator through Wendy's drive-thru window. Now, listen, this one makes sense, and I think... I want to talk to you about this too, and then we'll wrap it up. But listen, so he threw an alligator through Wendy's drive-thru. Now, unfortunately and thankfully, it is closed now because the Wendy's right down the street from me was trash. They had people in there. We've talked about it on the podcast before. You can go look it up. But that place needed to be burnt to the ground, and they finally closed it up. Thank God. I would have thrown an alligator in that bitch. You know what I mean? But listen, have you heard this? Have you seen the documentaries? Have you heard the theories? Do you know what's going on? The crocodiles are going from your Florida freshwaters to your Florida saltwaters, and they're eating the sharks.
I have not heard of that. The only thing I've heard of was like the iguanas like falling out of the trees when it gets cold. But
yeah, we don't give a shit about the iguanas. What I care about is the alligators eating the shark. When we get off the call, I need you to go look up alligators eating sharks in Florida's, and there's a whole series. It's either on Netflix or Disney Plus, but they do, dude. And apparently, according to Idaho Joe, he found a fossilized piece of shit that had from a shark that had alligator teeth in it, and it only had it on one side, which means the alligator bit it when the shit was still in the shark, which means alligators have been biting sharks for like billions of years. And so now there's more and more reports, bro. How many fucking reports? Look it up. Google alligators in the ocean and you'll see them. They're adapting to the salt water. Okay. And now we're getting like super seriously close to mega shark versus a giant alligator. Okay. And I told Megs, listen, no one fucking believes me, but I honestly think Sharknado could happen. Listen, if there's a school of sharks swimming and they're in the tropics and a fucking tornado whips it up, what the fuck? What do you mean? Of course they can suck up the alligators into the fucking tornado. And if it's the fucking alligators and the sharks fighting each other, they're going to come and then they're going to spit them all out at us and it's going to be Sharknado. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 55 of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy. Please, Jeff, where can they go? Where can they see you? Plug yourself for 30 minutes if you want. What have you got for the people? What are we doing?
Well, come check me out on the Attack at Random podcast. We're on Spotify, anywhere you actually listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Facebook as well. Now that they've implemented podcast stuff on there too.
Going away in 3 weeks. It'll be gone. Sorry, bud.
Oh, damn it.
Yep. I was on the beta and then we just got word that they're pulling the plug in 3 weeks because no one goes to Facebook to listen to podcasts. So they tried it and they're not doing it. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but no worries there. Listen, Attack at Random podcast. It's going to be linked down below. Check out Jeff. Follow him at Twitter. Crimson Nerd, Attack at Random. Check him out. Listen, bro, thank you so much. I did not expect this to go for 2 hours. I'm so sorry for wasting your entire afternoon. But I really appreciate this. We're gonna have this up on Patreon. If you can, sign up for $1. If not, I'll send you 12 and you can join it that way. And this episode will be there first, and then we'll get it up live next week for everyone there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's WAWDPOD.com/links for everything. Please check out our sponsors. This week it's Entertainment Earth. Go to ee.toys/WAWDPOD. You're going to shop with 10% off with that promo code, and you're going to get free shipping if you spend over $40, and you most likely will because they have everything. Check it out. Episode 55. We'll catch you next time, baby. See you next time. Jeff, thank you, sir. Have a good one.
You too.